problem. Like, I'm gonna let you fucking know. Called communication.
But unlike those doctors, Blake immediately believes her. Which could honestly be him thinking partially with his dick, but that's besides the point.
And won't murder for you. Is he really worth it? Went into this business.
I love you. Still would have a contract. So Blake just goes, fine, guess what? You're leaving with me, bitch.
Morning.
Morning. Oh my god. Stop. It's not staying. Morning, you look mad. No.
I'm just here.
Yeah. Been that kind of a day and week?
Week, probably.
Yeah.
I've been awake since 5.
Ew. I don't know when I woke up, but I didn't want to be awake.
I didn't want to be awake either.
Well, here we are, unfortunately. Riveting conversation.
How was your date?
We already talked about my date.
Well, I got the brief cliff notes with my kid in the car.
I mean, we went to mini golf. We went out to lunch to a Vietnamese restaurant.
Well,
And
yeah, I know
then
the brief stuff. How did it go?
it went great. We're supposed to be going out sometime this week to go to the aquarium. Why are you making a face?
I'm thinking. I was thinking.
Okay.
Like, now you have to deal with me trying to think out loud. What about him did you like about him on the date? What about him that you didn't like on the date?
He's very nice. I think the only thing is he's really quiet. He's not really like loud when he speaks. So it's just harder to hear him. But I mean, no, he's very nice. I had a great time.
Nice sounds bland though.
Yeah, everything fucking sounds bland to you. I personally really enjoy nice because every other person is a piece of shit.
Okay.
So
Every time you say nice, I just think, okay, is it blah nice?
no.
Nice.
It's not blah nice. I literally told him, I was like, you're a really nice guy, but not in the like nice guy, weird nice guy. Because those kinds of nice guys. He's not one of those. No. We'll see. It was only one date.
Yeah, but you brought him back to your house after.
Yeah, we watched Black Mirror and True Crime. So it was great. Yeah, we banged. Leave me alone, okay?
Okay, yeah, but how was that?
No, it was really good.
Is he nice and passive in that way too?
No, he's not.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Mom.
So there's some drama around town.
Okay.
Okay, well, really, it's the town next to me, but still, it's the area. So these two ladies opened up a beauty emporium. One does nails and one does hair.
Okay.
But they opened it up together. Okay?
Okay.
Best friends. Been best friends forever. No contracts, no nothing, because they're best friends. Duh. And went into this business.
I love you. Still would have a contract.
Girl?
You like that? I'm like, I love you, but
I'm not. Did you see how I'm saying it like that? Just
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They we're fine. Everything was great. This girl is the like emergency pickup for the other girl's daughter. They're all just like meshed in each other's lives, okay? And literally, the one who actually has her name on the building
Mm-hmm.
because she just had the funds to be able to start the process, the credit or whatever to start the process. And then they joint do, everything else. And it's all everybody's names on everything, like it's whatever. But she had a party to go to, and the best friend, who's the hair lady, came to her house, did up her hair, like, oh yeah, like as usual, business as usual. Love you, girl, blah blah blah. Have it on your way, blah blah blah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Went on her thing. That's the last time this girl talked to her. She came back and the girl cleaned out all of her half of the emporium and went down the road to the other hair salon and is working with somebody else.
The fuck?
No word. No word.
Oh,
No conversation. No nothing.
that's
Not
so
even
weird.
this is my problem, or these are the issues I'm having, or it's really hard working together, or nothing. She doesn't even have a clue of why she left.
So that would kind of be like if I decided
All of a
to
sudden
just
we
not
ghosted each
show
other.
up.
Yes, and forever. Just ghosted.
Yoof.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That's fucking crazy.
Right?
Could never.
But like
I
not
feel
even a
like
conversation.
I feel like if I ghosted you, you would come fly to my house and just show up.
I'm going to get you, bitch.
That's fucking crazy. So like that's the crazy thing too. Like so like obviously
I don't get it.
this is not what we're here to talk about, but obviously like so having a business with a friend is such like a weird thing to do. Like yeah, we
Yeah.
technically this is technically a business. I don't know if a business
We don't make money, so I don't think it's a
there's
business.
that. I don't know. Technically, we run like a podcast business together. But like even so, like if we one day
We're very, very bad at it because we don't make money.
not for lack of trying. Just kidding. We don't try hard. I think if we actually actively tried hard,
Maybe.
we could.
Yeah, sure. If we became like those kind of people, but we also signed
We have
up
jobs.
saying, hey, we have jobs, and we also signed up saying we didn't want to be those people who were like, yes, did you know you could have hemorrhoid pads for the low, low price of $9.99 in between every time we have to talk?
Bro,
Like,
listen, if we could get a sponsor by like a sex toy company, I would
okay, but
sing their
right, if
praises.
it was something we
But yeah,
actually
But we always
genuinely
said that we would genuinely just like not shill stuff, shill
Endorse.
stuff we like.
endorse. Like stuff we would
currently
use normally on our
we
own.
currently
Right.
endorse things that are never gonna pay us. Quest chips has been a one on our list.
Yeah.
I fucking love me some
Bear Bells.
Olipop, Bear Bells, Olipop, sex toys. Would love to jump on that shit. I see ads for sex toys all the time for people, and I would love to be
Dude.
Balestra
You know what
sponsors a lot of people.
I don't even know who it is, but some kind of fruit sex toys keep popping up everywhere for me. They're like lemons and I don't even know.
What?
Yeah. Don't even get it. They look like lemons. It's like when life gives you lemons, squeeze. Funky. And it was like, we'll
I
make
wonder-
you squirt. And it's like the ads are great, but like, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
And it was like there's ads that'll say, "You're not the problem." And I was like,
I mean, I didn't think I was. I mean,
right,
I want to.
but I mean,
there's this
maybe it's
one.
because I have a shirt that says I'm the problem. I don't know.
Oh, hold on. This is what I wanted to show you. This just reminds me of your lemon thing that you just said. So I know we have to eventually get to the book, but I just wanted to. Yeah. All right. Share sound. This is what I want to show you. This is the funniest rant on the planet, and it just made me. It reminded me of that. All right.
Thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad. I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these?
Take the lemons.
demand to see Life's manager. Make Life rue the day it thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons. I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.
Is this a video game?
Yeah.
He says what we're all thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, take the lemons. It's funny every time.
That lemon.
Yeah,
Take
it's
that
Portal.
lemon.
Yeah.
You said, I
Anyways,
can still know what it is.
there you go. It's a video game. You hop through
But I was
portals.
just like,
That's so
I was like, girl, if I have a problem, like, I'm gonna let you fucking know. Called communication.
Well, you want to know what? This book had a lot of lack of communication.
Yeah. Anyways,
Sorry, that was not meant to be like a
we did read a
transition.
book this week.
We
really did.
Yeah. We really, really did. You know, sometimes
Well, I didn't read it this week, but I read it.
we read Crash by Kathy Lockheart this week, and it's a Sinners and Saints book. And this was a me pick. I did pick this. I just also felt like we didn't have enough doctor stuff in our life. We don't really read a lot of them. And very much gave a lot of kind of Grey's Anatomy, like,
I think
kind
the last
of
like
ish
doctor
vibes.
patient one I think might have been an Amy Dawes book.
Yeah. But
I-
it's been a
that
long
sounds
time.
familiar for something, but it's been a while. Yeah.
But it's been a while. We don't read a lot of them, and so I do enjoy them. It gave me house vibes. That's what it was, because like trying to find out what this mysterious illness is, doing all these other things. It was like a combination of a bunch of different like medical-y
They're not
shows.
great.
Huh?
Celeries are not great.
See, I literally took my cucumbers out of my fridge and I said, I hope these don't give me explosive diarrhea. I'm very like weird about produce right now because there's another outbreak of it secondary to the bagged lettuce now. So, yay.
Maybe it'll clean me out.
It will it's one of those that it will completely dehydrate you though, so let's
I'm
not.
full of shit. Maybe it'll clean me out.
Oh my God. Well,
Medically, it's on an X-ray.
yeah. So, this book.
And take 3.
Let's not talk about Ariel's bowel problems. And let's talk about Tessa's problems instead. Tessa has been mysteriously sick for like a year. She's super exhausted. She's losing a lot of weight. She's got nausea, dizziness, hives, fainting. And like, and but this is not a fucking Pepto-Bismol ad. Let's be sponsored by Pepto-Bismol at this point. Who the fuck knows? Migraine medications? Yeah.
Yeah. For reals.
Dude, I don't have any, and I had a fucking migraine 2 days ago. Dead. I wanted to kill myself. Just kidding. I didn't want to kill myself. It's not put that in the universe.
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health issues, please call this number.
Then we laugh immediately after.
PSA over.
That's it. And there's like a bunch of seemingly unrelated symptoms. And she has seen 17 doctors. Now, so I have never had like a chronic illness and people not believing me that things are wrong. But I know my beautiful, lovely co-host over here has. And I can imagine she was like, yeah, these bitches be tripping.
Every day I'm hustling.
But no one can figure out what's wrong. Eventually, though, she's basically given up on getting an answer until she collapses and she ends up at Mercy Harbor Hospital. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on how you look at it, she looks at it as unfortunately. One of the doctors is Dr. Blake Morrison, who is her brother Riker's best friend. And this is a man that Tessa has been in love with since she was literally a teenager.
She's
Blake-
in love with the doctor.
I mean, it's worse people to be in love with, I guess. He's got money at least. Blake has feelings for her too, but their history is really, really complicated, and Riker made Blake promise him years ago that he would never pursue his little sister. We all know how that works out in the end, folks. Don't touch my sister. Tessa initially tries to convince Blake that that she's perfectly fine. She does not need all these testing. Everyone, I literally just had all this blood work done. Da 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 da. Just let me go. And then her heart stops and she codes out. Blake comes in, performs CPR. He does bring her back, but he is like, he comes in.
Can you say that again? Because it just sounded like you said he breaks her back, because he doesn't do that yet. So,
No,
like,
he brings her back.
that one.
He literally goes in and fucking CPRs her
He
because
does
other
not,
people.
in fact, break her back at this point.
No. The experience completely destroys his ability to pretend Tessa is just another patient. Because, like, he was trying to, like, separate the things, but obviously. And then from that point forward, though, he becomes almost obsessive about discovering what is wrong with her. Tessa's ex-boyfriend,
He cannot
not
have
boyfriend.
Tessa have her heart stop again.
No,
She's
because
too
then his
precious
heart
for
might
this
stop.
world. Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go, making my heart beat again.
Tessa's ex-boyfriend Eli arrives at the hospital and accidentally shares the fact that she has been seriously ill for way longer than Blake ever realized. And Blake is super furious. But he's not mad at Tessa. He's mad that she's been suffering alone while every single doctor has dismissed her. But unlike those doctors, Blake immediately believes her, which could honestly be him thinking partially with his dick, but that's besides the point. He promises her that, you know, there really is something wrong with her and he is going to figure it out.
He's definitely thinking with his dick, because if you look at how he was as a doctor prior to this with everybody else.
Cold.
Yeah, he's thinking with his dick.
Yeah.
Dismissive, yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, Tessa agrees to give him 4 weeks to figure out an answer, because originally he's like, I'm gonna run all these tests, and she goes, I give you like a day, and he goes, it literally takes longer than that to get these tests done. And they do knock it down to finally like 4 weeks to find an answer, and Blake secretly helps cover all of her enormous like medical expenses, but he's strategic about it, because he goes down and he goes, hey, make it so she's only paying like 1.62%. And she goes, why don't we just clear it? And he goes, no, because like
She'll think
know.
that is sketchy. You got to make her pay something.
Yeah. But so Tessa's gonna go get an MRI, and as she's sedated,
Oh, that's nice.
I know, right? She's accidentally says something to Blake that she never told anybody, especially to Blake. So years earlier, she was sexually assaulted by a man named Eric Voss. She fought him off, but the assault left her traumatized. She has a scar across her clavicle, which Blake had been like kind of trying to figure out what it was, but she was obviously being cagey about it. Understandably so. But like as she's like, you know, under anesthesia, she like lets it slip. And this man also has continued to torment her by sending like letters to her house and like being really creepy and weird. All of this, you know, kind of explains a lot about Tessa's past behavior towards Blake. There was like a time before that there was something going on between Tessa and Blake, and she like backed off. First of all, I'm just going to point out right now, I hated that entire situation because I wanted to punch both of them. And when they're arguing back and forth, I just need you to know I was yelling at my phone the whole time, being like, well, you fucking idiots. Like, use communication skills. Anyways, but we do get hints throughout the story prior to them explaining it about like something had happened between the two of them, and it made them stop talking to each other for years. So they had not, before this moment or her being in the hospital, had not had contact in years. Yeah. But also the stuff with Eric had also caused her to have like such a hard time with physical intimacy, and like relationships were super, super hard for her. Blake fucking loses it when he learns what Eric did. So he involves Riker, but does not explain that it's his sister. Kind of is like, so I have this situation going on with this person, and
he eventually has to fess up because...
Yeah. So he brings in Jace, Axel, and Riker, and they begin to look into Eric for themselves. So they have this group chat called the Sinners and Saints, and their text exchanges are fucking funny.
Yeah,
and I have
the
to say,
Brotherhood chat,
seeing
I genuinely enjoy.
seeing Axel be like, I think I have a rash, like this whole time, it was so
Yeah.
funny.
I think that might have been probably my favorite part of the book was just like their little
Their little, yeah, yeah,
exchanges.
yeah. So they're gonna look into this dude. As Blake's trying to like figure out different things, one theory that he has is that maybe Tessa could be reacting to something environmental in her home because all these tests are coming back pretty fine. So maybe there's mold. And she goes, no, 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 no. Like, we checked everything. And he's like, no. There's also little hints in there that her neighbor is a little weird too. I, at one point, side
I have
note, at one
thoughts.
point I did think that it was the neighbor because he was being
Yeah,
a
it was
little
on
weird.
purpose.
I know that, but I
But I
want you to
didn't,
know
yeah.
that throughout the book, I was like, it's this. It's this. And then I will say, before the actual final big like thing, I was actually fucking disappointed. When like she got her diagnosis and stuff. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
So, because
I was like, what a letdown. And then it
you
like
can,
changed.
Spoilers.
I knew from the second he walked into the hospital who it was, just because he was very like smarmy, and he gave me
Yeah.
like oily vibes, and I just didn't like him. But me too, I was like, there has to be something more to this. What's going on here? When she just got hurt, I was like,
Yeah.
mm.
Yes, yeah. But so because of all of this, with her neighbor being fucking stalkery weird, because he learns from Eli that like the neighbor's kind of stalkery, and even like Tessa was just like, no, he's just kind of weird, but you know, can't trust apparently a woman's word. So Blake just goes, fine, guess what? You're leaving with me, bitch. And she's like, what? So she moves into his huge fucking like penthouse while
Gotta make
he's,
sure that
yeah, he
she's
continues to
close.
invest. Right. So she runs a wedding planning business. So he transforms his parts of his
trying.
house. She's trying. So she can run the business, and he stocks the kitchen with
Fighting
things
for
she
her life.
likes. Yeah. And essentially anticipates every possible thing she could need, because not only is she super sick, but she is planning this huge socialite's wedding. It's the only client she has left after A, all her health issues, and B, some like shady shit going on in the background. And she really, really needs this wedding to work so she can actually get her business off the ground. As they're like in close proximity, you know, all those feelings that they have kind of come back. And Blake does admit to Tessa that she revealed Eric's assault while she was sedated, mostly because he felt super guilty about holding the secret from her. Tessa is understandably, obviously overwhelmed, but the conversation also brings up Blake's scars. So he's got a lot of scars on his chest, but they are now currently covered by tattoos. Blake had a very extremely traumatic childhood. His family died when he was young, and he and his sister Faith went through multiple foster homes, and one foster home he lived in became like horrifically abusive. And eventually, Blake, because the fucking foster dad was beating the shit out of his sister, Blake killed his sister's abuser with a baseball bat. So,
Hi.
yeah. Because of all this, he grew up believing that people he loves disappear or get hurt unless he personally protects them, which is why he's being all like obsessive-y. And so like when he had pushed Tessa away in the past, it wasn't because he didn't want her, it was just because he doesn't want to lose more people who are close to him. And, you know, Tessa's family in general basically like kind of brought Blake into their fold and took care of him when he was young, like when he had met him. So he looks at them as a family, and then of course like because fucking Riker was like, touch my sister, I will fucking kill you, he doesn't want to lose everybody, so it makes sense. But yeah, so his history kind of shows like he'll cross some lines, bitch, because yeah, they do. This is when Blake ends up eating her out on the balcony, but he does like kind of pull away and panic because like, you know, love terrifies him. Tessa assumes that that just means he doesn't actually want her, and they get into a huge fight, which, okay, the entire time throughout this book, Tessa was really, really against people, and I understand, helping her figure out her illness. And while I can understand the whole point of like the big bad independent woman thing, I did roll my eyes repeatedly at this woman just because of, I don't know, some of the stuff she said and the way she was behaving like irked me a little bit. And I was like, just let him help at this point. I understand like after, and I, but again, like I don't have the history of like having nobody believe me, but like when he was really trying, and I understand you have this history with him and all this other stuff. I don't know. They just
Well,
had poor
for
communication between
one,
the two of them.
she has a history with him, and I can understand her hesitance with him. And two, when you go so long
Yeah.
being dismissed, you give up. You give up, and you don't want to even put the effort or the hope in,
Mm-hmm.
or even you don't even want to try, because why? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's so I understood it.
I don't know. Honestly, the two of them just had really poor communication skills in general. Where like he would,
Yes, we were talking about it on for her help him helping
yeah,
doctor
yeah, yeah.
wise. Yeah.
Even in general, just like him trying to help in general, like she was
But I think
really
that came from a lot of her feeling like she needed to be able to do something on her own, and she needed to be able
mm-hmm.
to just like live, and she needed to also distance herself from him for her own self-preservation.
Yeah. Well, listen. Eventually, though, she discovers something little alarming in his house. He has an entire locked room covered in her medical records and her timeline and her symptoms and her theories and everything.
He's
It's
just
basically
trying
like a
to
murder board. It's like murder board level of obsession.
he's just trying to be
Obviously,
efficient.
well, okay, so here's the thing. Yes, he's being efficient, but now she's thinking, oh, so he only sees me as a medical problem. He doesn't actually like me. And this pisses her off because she goes, well, that's, I understand again, because that's all she's been seen as in the past. And especially like with Eli, Eli had kind of been like, well, you know, da, da,
Almost
da.
made her into a pet project.
Right. And so like, I can understand that. But at the same time, this is where, I don't know,
Right, she's
communication
continuously
goes a long way.
right, but she has no grounds to trust him either.
Yeah, well,
She's already has a strained relationship with him. She's had everybody let her down. The last person she put her trust in used her as a pet project. I mean, I got it.
no,
Made
I
sense.
get it, but at the same
Yeah,
time, like the way that I think the only other reason why is because like when they had left things like prior, when they had like discussed like, so they had kissed at one point,
yeah,
and
that was dumb.
and she like spam texted him, but she would like the way that she was talking to him was like I don't know,
We made a
and
mistake.
yeah, and so
Like,
like how the
right.
but then she
Because
turned
she
out to
was
be
paranoid, but then he then didn't. It was just they were both in their feelings, and they didn't want to upset the other, and then they ended up both ignoring each other, and then it just
yeah,
became that
and they
was a
blame each
complete they're
other for
idiots
yeah,
on lack of
yeah.
communication.
Yeah, but Blake does finally break down and tells her that he literally has always loved her, and his obsession isn't because she's an interesting case, it's because he's terrified she's going to die, and he can't lose another person that he loves. They finally give in, and they fuck.
Fuck.
They fuck, yeah. So they need to go back to her apartment for a couple things, and they fucking kiss outside this apartment because Riker was going because she's ignoring all the messages that her brother is sending. Riker catches them kissing and he reacts exactly as you would expect and he punches fucking Blake. Tessa does stand up and she goes, dude, the fuck. But now because again, she's also hiding this from her family, the illness and stuff, because she didn't want
Yeah.
to bother them. So she finally does have to sit him down and be like, okay, so this is actually
Which
what's going
I honestly
on.
have big gripes about this book, because I don't know if it was the book or if it was the parents just actually being shit, and that was like a behind the scenes thing. But
Mm,
her parents were made to sound like they were these great family style parents. They took him in, they helped shape him, they helped him who he is, they showed him what a family was, and they're so tight knit and so close and all this yada yada yada. But no one noticed that this has been going on with her for years and years and years and years. So either they're shit or the book
Well,
fucked
I
up.
think she did say that realistically, the symptoms had really only been going on like persistently, I thought, for like the last year.
That's enough.
Well, yeah. Like, especially like her brother for
I'm
how
just
close
saying
they're
for
supposed to
how,
be.
right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes people like to
Sometimes I run.
ignore what's going on right in front of them just to like,
But that doesn't make an awesome close knit family. So I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
well,
So either her
no.
family is the bad guy,
So
or
either that or devil's advocate a little bit. So she had been purposefully hiding this from her brother to not stress him out and like do that. So, but I also want to know what made her feel like she had to hide this from her family in general.
that. That.
So,
And
but that's because I'm thinking like maybe
if
they
she's
didn't know
able
because she
to
wasn't
hide it, then
sharing
they
it.
don't know her that well.
Right. Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Blake then says that he's actually suspecting something a little bit different, that someone might actually be poisoning Tessa. The reason he's thinking this is there was actually a resident at the hospital that brought it up to him, like, maybe there's this potential, because the toxicology screens in general aren't giving them anything.
And she had given them like a timeline, like a little like diary type of thing, and it kind of
Like
the
the
ups and
comes
the
and
downs and
goes.
the right
Yeah.
and all the different.
Yeah. So,
And while that can very much happen,
yeah.
it was just the
Yeah.
it wasn't outside the realm of possibility.
Correct.
Certain things made
And
things worse, but
honestly,
then it didn't other times. Like,
right, and at this point, they're literally grasping for any answer at this point. So, possible suspects. Eric, the dick nugget. I called him a dick nugget. I only usually reserve that
the dick
nickname for
nat. I
one
just like
person,
the dick nat.
the dick nat.
Dick
Tessa's
nat. Dick
neighbor,
nat,
the
nat,
creepy
nat,
one.
nat, 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 dick, 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 nat.
Eli, the ex-boyfriend, or people connected to the wedding planning career. So there's this one gigantic company that has literally been sabotaging every single move she's trying to make. So the client she's actually working with has a lot of money and is a super big influencer. And the girl actually wants to move up her wedding. So it was supposed to be next summer. And she goes, I need it in July because her dad's dying. And so as Tess is trying to like fix everything, she's getting turned down by vendor after vendor after vendor because the big ass company is coming in and basically blocking everything. So, you got these four separate people. Riker, Blake, Jason, Axel are trying to also figure out who is threatening her because she has the letters, which is, she believes, is what's his face? Eric, the guy, had been sending her letters. But anyway, so they want to like do all this stuff. Blake and all the men decide to systematically destroy Eric Voss's complete life after what he did. So they're like destroying his career, all this other stuff. And then, as if by fate basically hands Eric to Blake.
Eric Voss.
And he ends up injured and he is brought to Blake's emergency room. While treating him, Blake gets Eric to confess not only to what he did to Tessa, but his entire history of harming women, which is how he ended up in the ER in the first place, because one of the victims fought back and stabbed him with a knife. And then Blake lets him die. He lets him bleed out. And he waits until it's a little too late to save his life before calling a code. Yeah. Oh no, he's dead. Uh-oh. So they all have a dinner together, and she starts having like these crazy symptoms while they're having dinner. She's getting hives, she's being flushed, she's got her respiratory symptoms, and like it's a lot of things going on at once. And then, like a miracle out of thin air, it reminds him of a medical lecture he heard once. And guess what she has? MCAS, which is mast cell activation syndrome. And I actually have seen, there are people actually on TikTok that have that. And then we've got my beautiful lovely over here. So she really does actually have an underlying condition. And at this point, I did see how much was left of the book, so I wasn't as disappointed. But I was like,
But
really?
also, it was a very anticlimactic.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What the
It was very
fuck?
anticlimactic.
Yeah.
And these things, and MCAS is very frustrating because the way that it affects you is it depends, and it's very difficult to diagnose.
Yeah, and difficult to diagnose. Yeah, I do know that part, and I know that like because it can be triggered by like food, even food you've had before. There's a girl I think who's currently doing like she's only eating 2, and so she's eating more food to see what triggers a bunch of different crazy.
My PCOS fucks so like it's like they battle. So it's like, and the hormones make my whole body have a histamine reaction, and it's like you try to try to balance the hormones that are being fucked up by it's super duper fun.
Yep. But see, now she's like, see, I wasn't fucking crazy. Something was actually wrong. So she starts treatment, including medications to control the reactions, and she begins improving dramatically. And for the first time in like a year, she finally feels like herself. But then there's still the question, why did her symptoms become so severe so suddenly?
And at weird random times where,
because the MCAS explains her body's reactions, but it does not explain everything that's been going on.
Because it doesn't explain the things that seemed environmental.
Correct, yeah. So, but Tessa successfully organizes this wedding, as we were talking about. She got it ready to go. She's good. Huge professional victory for her because it really puts her out into the world now of everyone's going to want to book her. It gives her the exposure she needed to take her business from being like super small to like a nice, big, stable business that she has been working so fucking hard. At the wedding, though, who shows up but Eli? Why? He's like, oh, I have connections in here for different things. And then...
always just showing up.
But then, so he hands her, here's some champagne. Motherfucker has been poisoning her for a year. He's been putting thallium in her tea. And here's the crazy thing, is she had taken the tea with her to the new house and
well, if you were reading along, the tea bags were so freaking obvious because they were mentioned almost every chance they got. And it's like, why are we mentioning these random tea bags every fucking chance we get? This is why. Ta-da! This is why. But it took so fucking long to get to the tea bags that I was fucking sick and bored of the tea bags. I'm just saying.
So the thing too is, so she doesn't drink coffee. That's why she drinks the tea. And the thing he had been doing is originally he was
convinced
her
to drink the tea, and it was a whole
So, but then he was putting it in
he liked to take care of her. He liked her to be lenient on him. He liked her to. Need
it was literally the
Munchausen's or
by proxy. Yeah. Because it's you are making the person sick so that you can take care of them and basically putting them as close to death as possible. So her MCAS was real, but Eli's poisoning had made her health crisis even more, which had also confused everything the fuck going on because you have all these symptoms going on, but then you have the actual underlying issue, and it was just like a whole thing. But here's the thing. Eli's not finished.
No.
Because he put cyanide in her champagne. Because he intends to kill her.
We can't have people knowing about his deception. Plus, if she obviously chose Blake, and that is just not
if okay. He can't have her, nobody can.
Nobody can.
And not only that, he also has plans to kill Blake, and he tells Tessa...
He got in his way. He took her.
And because she will die before Blake can even find out what's wrong, because cyanide needs a very specific antidote and needs to be given within a certain time frame in order for it to work. And I mean, he got to her when Blake was like distracted, and then Tessa collapses. And of course, like, because she's going to collapse, she can't tell him, hey, it was cyanide, so that he can know all these things. So, plan's working. Blake sees a crowd and goes to see it, and it's Tessa collapsing, and he realizes, oh, shit. He sees that smarmy little look on Eli's face in the background, and he goes after him. But he doesn't go after him the way that Eli thinks he's going to go after him, because he can kind of sense that something's a little weird with this. And he does meet up with him. He gets the information out of Eli. So the way he figured out what fucking poison this is because they had been suspecting poison before. He had done all this research on different poisons and what they can do to the body and like the different reactions and all this other stuff. And he's kind of like listing off. And when he lists off cyanide, Eli's face like goes blank white and he goes, that's the fuck what it is. He texts the medical team at the hospital being like, this is what it is. Have the antidote ready when she gets there. And then Blake and Eli fight. But Eli has a syringe containing the poison, but Blake kills him. He goes and stabs him
Turns
with
the
thing.
syringe around.
Yeah.
Buddy, this is for you.
And murders him. So, multiple murders. We have the dude who beat up his sister. We have the Voss dude who,
If
sexually
your man
assaulted
won't
Nellie.
murder for you, is he really worth it?
Meanwhile, Tessa is rushed into emergency care and she comes really, really fucking close to dying. Real close to the fact she's in a fucking coma. But because Blake got the poison identified, they are able to save her. Just like, it is really fucking touch and go, though. Blake tells Riker, who also happens to be his own lawyer, hey, so like, this is what happened.
This is what happened.
And Riker's like, okay, this is what you're going to tell them. Don't tell them what you told me. Just like, it skirts around the truth. So because they're obviously going to have to investigate this dude's death, but he isn't charged with Eli's death. And, like I said, Riker told him exactly what to say to the police so he doesn't fucking end up in prison. Tessa does survive. Prison. And she recovers. Blake finally tells her how deep his feelings are and explains he's basically loved her since they were teenagers. He also tells her that the origin of her nickname Cupcake, because that's what he calls her all the time, is early memory of seeing her dancing while baking. And he was already going through a dark time, so it's kind of like, a dark to light thing. Blake also had been trying for this, like, super big position at the hospital, but the other dude was like, we originally wanted you for this position
because you were
keep
cold
because you were cold and keep your feelings out, so he turns that shit down. He wants to focus on diagnostic medicine and patients whose illnesses haven't been properly understood, inspired by what happened to Tessa. Tessa's wedding planning career, fucking popping off, and she moves into Blake's penthouse. So Blake had lived with this foster mom who he really, really, really loved. And he, like, really thought she loved him. And
he was going to take his sister in and
but then
them.
She tells him, I can't adopt you. I'm really sick and it's not fair. And so he doesn't get it. And he was pissed, which I understand because every other family, and it seemed like it was going well, and then they're like, we're not going to adopt you. And then they'd have to get moved to a different foster home. So this was like, but he really loved Sarah. And he had really believed that Sarah abandoned him and that she just used her illness as an excuse. Turns out she had cancer. And it's not that she didn't want him. Like, she was really sick. And he makes up with her before she dies. He ends up staying with her because she's only got a week left to live. And he stays with her until she passes away. By the end, Tessa welcomed into this little strange found family of morally questionable men. And the epilogue sets up Scarlet and Jace. I really did like Scarlet throughout. That was her friend. But yeah. Changed the book. So, who was your favorite character?
I enjoyed, like, the Brotherhood. Like,
yeah, I loved their little text messages. Like, it was really cute. I had a great time with that. I'll agree. I really liked them. I liked Scarlet. I do want to see what her book is going to be.
I don't know.
We'll see. No?
Yes, but I didn't really like Jace.
I really want Axel. I want that.
I just didn't. I don't know why, but Jace was not my favorite.
Okay.
I didn't like his vibe.
His vibe.
I didn't like his vibe.
Sometimes you don't like a vibe, and you didn't catch a vibe.
I didn't like his vibe. You probably will like it. It's a forbidden workplace romance.
Yeah, that's why I'm like kind of intrigued because I do like a workplace romance.
Yeah, you do.
Is Axel having a book? Oh,
Yeah.
there's 5 books, so that would make
Yeah.
sense. What one are you?
Oh,
It's book
third.
3.
Yeah. Marry me or
Fake
watch your company
engagement.
burn.
Okay.
Marry me or watch your company burn.
Okay. My biggest rival, brother's best friend. Oh,
Might just
yes,
skip to that one.
please. I might also. Hold on, wait a second. Wait a second. It's weird because I thought I had read one of her books before, but I haven't. But
I
it was
feel
like
like I have too. Hold
that's
on.
what I'm saying. Like, I swear, like, because when they were like fucking towards the end, I was like, this sounds really familiar of like lifting the skirt up, because it reminded me of like a secondary book where they made like a callback to it, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe I haven't read any of these and I'm just losing my mind.
Let's see.
We have read so many books.
So many fucking books.
So many books. Anyways, cool. Who's your least favorite?
Jace. And her family. What the fuck?
Let's see. Her family, all the doctors who didn't believe her, the creepy ass neighbor.
Well, okay.
The ex-boyfriend who
I'm
tried to kill
just
her.
irritated.
I'm curious about the neighbor. Where is that plot
Irritated as
point?
a whole. I felt like there were just random characters thrown in without
I think
any
that's the point,
actual it was just to create suspicion, but you didn't actually build them as characters. You just plooped people in all just like
Right.
fancy Nancy
Yeah.
instead of actually giving a shit, and I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I did enjoy, the little one-liners and the funny little cute scenes, but I didn't like how everything kind of just resolved really fast when things would resolve, and like, you know what I mean? There was so much like build up to like no
Yeah.
it just was like, oh, like
Mm-hmm.
what?
Yeah.
Why are we escalating for this? This
Yeah.
this is what,
Yeah.
what was that for? Why all this build up for?
Listen, originally I was going to be fucking disappointed if there really wasn't anything more than an actual underlying diagnosis, okay? I was like, really? All of that?
And also, maybe I'm just being
You're going to be
nitpicky,
nitpicky?
but I thought it was in poor taste for Blake to take Tessa into the back room at the wedding to fuck her. Because this was her big moment. She had spent this whole time through all this stuff. This was her last client that held on to her. This was a huge moment
She's
for her.
one of my favorite characters because that was a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
the client, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yes, she is one of my favorite characters. Yes, that woman. But like, this is the big moment, and you're gonna take her big moment and you're gonna take her in the back to fucking screw her. I just thought it was just in poor taste. Like, there's like countless opportunities that you can have sex everywhere else. This is not the time. This is just not the time, in my opinion. And that's just what I feel.
That's fine.
But yeah. Anyhow,
Okay.
that's what I think.
Amazon gives us a 4.3, Goodreads a 4.1, and what the fuck did Storygraph a 3.8.
What did you rate it?
Like 3.5. I had a decent time.
Yeah. So
there's just little bits and pieces here.
My gut rating when I initially read it was 4 stars. But I'm questioning myself, now just talking it back, if I should bring it back down to 3.5. Just because I did have nitpicky problems, but I enjoyed the ride for a little while.
It was a good story, and it was really good, and
yeah. I didn't want to meet in the middle, and I'm going to go 3.75.
There you go. Sounds good. Yeah, there are little bits and pieces that so
I had things, but I really, I really liked the Brotherhood. I really like, there's things I did like.
I wish I liked the main female character more.
I didn't have a problem with her. Maybe that's I didn't have a problem with her.
Right. But then again, we have definitely had stories where I've really liked the female main character and you're like, I don't like her.
Yeah.
It was a vibe thing.
Yeah.
So so no, understandably. But so yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see. It was
Should we skip poll? We should have a poll. I wish we could have a poll button. Should
Okay.
we skip Jace's book, or should we actually read it? I think we should skip it
It's a good question.
and just read Axel. What would you do if you were us?
Let us know in the comments.
Mm,
We read them, obviously.
obviously.
You all know this. Hi, Kelsey.
You're such a creep. No.
Oh, I saw the comment from that you actually
I beat
responded
you.
to.
I was
so it's
actually
funny
on
because
for the first time in forever.
So what's
I was
funny is
on the Spotify app.
so in case everyone doesn't know, we typically Ariel does the TikTok, I do Instagram, and we kind of share Spotify. Oh, and I do YouTube, but a lot of the
Most
times
time I'll do
Ariel
clips, but
doesn't
I have
even
been
look at the
slacking.
comments on Spotify at all. So like I'll do it, but like we'll talk
I'll go
about
back and do it later. Like I'll just batch them at the end later or
Right.
something, or if
Right.
you don't tell me about it.
So like it was so funny because I went on there just to take a look, and I was like, "Oh, she beat me." For the
Which
first-
I am very upset with you that your cat is not named Tuxedo Mask. That was a poor,
She's not
poorly
a
missed
tuxedo
opportunity.
cat.
She's not?
No, she's
What
a
the fuck is
domestic
she?
medium hair. No, so
What the fuck is
Felix
she?
Felix is a tuxedo. She is not considered a tuxedo.
Why?
I think it's the way. So okay, let me see. I believe, because I just don't believe she is.
Do you
I
think
don't
they have a book inspired by Sailor Moon? I'm sure they have a fanfic. I don't want the fanfic, but you know,
They probably
I
do.
like that.
110%. I guess maybe she could be technically considered a tuxedo, but
Oh, I think so. Miss you, shame on you, Chris.
well, because so for me, I just assumed tuxedo was the complete solid black with the white paws and the white chest. She's got different markings on her back, and he is completely solid black with the white paws, the white bits on his face, and a little bit on his chest, and he's got like bright fucking green eyes. So like I had always assumed that was more so what it would be, but I guess not. I don't care. I named her after soup. Let me be.
All right. Books with
Anyways.
a Sailor Moon kind of vibe. Oh, hold on. Okay, I want it to be loosely based. I don't want to read a whole super romantasy.
I want to see what this is. It's gonna be a romantasy if it's based off a Sailor Moon, Ariel.
I could create one in theory that's not. I'm just saying you have the same characters and put them in like a real world. And maybe a little bit of magic.
Okay, so you're thinking of fan fiction, so I will find one for you and I'll send it.
Okay.
I got you. Let me. I bet you there's a lot. Hold. Let me actually look. Hold on. Fandoms.
Where Tuxedo Mask is the villain love interest. Dun, dun, dun. So it's a retelling, but
Yeah. I like how this is what we do with our time. Oh, let's finish our stuff before we like completely
get
go off
sidetracked.
topic. Where were
Peppers.
we?
Peppers.
Oh yes.
She's Pippi Longstockings. Hee hoo hoo ha hee ha ha. I don't really remember. In my head, it's a jalapeno, but you would know best because I read it like weeks ago.
I was gonna go with like a jalapeno.
Perfect.
I would survive.
I would also survive.
Begrudgingly, I would survive.
Was not a one-handed. I am surviving, so ta-da!
It was not one-handed for me either. So it's not
I will
basic.
survive as long as I know how to live. Let's find out what we're reading next week.
Okay. So we only have 2 books left.
2 books, please. 2? That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's me or you.
Yep. Let's
Down to the
go.
wire.
Let's go. You ready?
Hey ho, let's go.
Well, I didn't like being called a hoe, but thank you. It's gonna be me.
It's you.
It is Dreams of Truth by Santana
Dream is
Knox.
a wish your heart makes.
So, Dreams of Truth by Santana Knox. Clara Neves can't lie. What was meant to be a gift turned out to be a curse, but in a world of gods, monsters, and wicked stepmothers, the princess of the kingdom of Garani has no choice but to run away and spare her family from her ruinous tongue. There's only one who can break her curse, the dark wizard, the toy maker. His price for her freedom won't come easy, though. 1 year as a toy in his collection. In dreams, the truth finds her, and it's her heart who tells the most lies. So. And it's a novella. It's 100 pages.
We got this. Join us next week. We are winding it right down. Make sure to keep reading.
And keep it smutty. Can you stop eating things that are disgusting?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing?
Playing with the blur.
Okay, I'm like, what are you doing back there? Okay.
Look at.
I see. I just look over. It's just. And you were zoned in on it too, by the way.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.